Good evening, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. A little quick update on something that really was quite disturbing for me. When I came in yesterday, I just got home and as I was pulling in, the baby goat that we have ran across the front of my path. It made it across, but it proved a little bit too exciting for Snow, the dog, who decided that that she would start running too. Now, dogs and cats and goats, it's so different here because they live in a way, quite a wild life. They seek the company of man, but they use us. Isn't that probably what happens all over the world? But the dogs lead a very, very free life, and I've tried to explain and describe this before, but they don't ever experience anything to be tied around their necks, so they can't be tethered and kept in one place, as you will see when you see the photographs of some of the concrete work that was done around the guest house. It's got the dog foot pattern. So I don't know why they would decide that it was best to be on the concrete when it was still wet, but they did, and we have to live with it. Well, what happened with the baby goat? It's still a tiny little thing, quite defenseless, and as it ran across, it was running towards the little house that the mother that stays in. Used to be the CR. Well, the dogs kind of got in on the game. Snow was the first one, and then the warrior dog jumped in on the game too, and before you know it, there's 3 dogs. And anyway, they actually jumped the baby goat and they pulled it down, and then, boy, it was such an excitement for me, an adrenaline rush. I couldn't just leave the truck because it was right on the brink of going back down the slope, so I had to make sure it was secure. And then I'm looking around for a stick as well, because you don't leap in on 3 excited dogs with your hands, especially in this place, because there is rabies, which is alive and well. So managed to get to them fairly quickly, shouting and screaming at them at the top of my voice. Yes, I do that sometimes. My heart was in my mouth because the baby goat was just lying there and it was bleating very pitifully. And I lifted it up very carefully, and there was no blood, there was no hint of any injury. Goodness knows what they were doing, but they actually ran the baby down, pulled it to the ground, and then were beating up on it. I don't quite know what the purpose of what that was, but they were certainly doing that. But they didn't have chance to get serious. However, much to my distress, I think that they would have killed the baby if I had not been here. Now, why would they do that? Well, once it's like the mob rule comes in, and once they start to, it's the pack, isn't it? They get hyped up. They're not thinking anymore in their usual way. Snow is the most affectionate little dog that you could ever hope to meet. Has adopted our little puppy Basher, and is like her adopted mom. You wouldn't believe how close they are, always petting. I think she even lets Basher have a suck at one of her nipples, for as much good as it does. I don't think it does very much at all. But anyway, then the warrior dog, and then Miney. Miney is the queen of the pack here, and Miney can discipline any dog, even the warrior dog. So the dogs don't cross Miney. when it comes to food, she's the top dog, and better not go near her when she's feeding. Well, that's for the other dogs. So I got there in time. All's well that ends well, but it does kind of illustrate to you how different things are here. Our dogs are not these cuddly little teddy bear type dogs who sleep on a bed with a pillow and stuff like that, and enjoy all kinds of treats and membership to the family in all kinds of ways. Even my big tough guy Brian says that his little dog, which is being taken care of at the moment, while it goes through that particular demanded time after inoculations have taken their toll on the dog, it has to be there a certain amount of time before the dog can come to the Philippines. And he has this little tiny thing, and boy, he says that when he went through a particularly tough time, that dog was a great source of emotional support. Isn't that amazing? Huge guy, little tiny dog, and yet they're the best of pals, and he won't leave that little guy in America. It's coming here, and I'm expecting that he will treat it the same as any of your cosseted dogs, lucky dogs that they are. But our dogs are lucky in a different way. As I've said, never tethered. They can go if they want to go. If they want to go and live somewhere else, they can do it. They're not tethered, they're not held, they're not imprisoned, and they can do what they want. It's a different life. But they can also, if they get all hyped up, they can run down a baby goat, a little tiny defenseless thing, and left to their own devices, and three of them thinking as one might kill it. That's the difference. Something to live with. So this has been a little glimpse of life in our hilltop community, our hilltop farm. It's not paradise, as I've said before. It's a little bit of a scruffy little farm that's on the top. Paradise in our minds, but well, it wouldn't suit everybody, believe me. Thanks for looking in. It's been great to be here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as I'm now deciding to keep on saying, don't forget to share. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.